Hello and welcome to the new Power BI dashboard tutorial. And in this dashboard, what I'm showing you is the project health scorecard, which is helpful for showing the project related information, whether project is in healthy stage or not in healthy stage. And as you can see, what we are showing at the high level is this line, which is, I am using it more like a filter line over here. So if you see the label, which is saying on track, and project health is not set and needs attention, and I've given the color coding. So what you can do is you can click on this and your information will be filtered based on that. So projects which are basically on track, there are 35 projects, $606,000 is the budget, $477,000 is basically spent, and their average duration is the 196 days. But those projects which needs attention, so you click on that and then you see, okay, there are 19 projects which needs attention. Where they are located is this particular location. So something is really wrong with this location, and you will see that the different types of projects, the by status, the actual project details, right, and then by project manager, what are where these projects are and who is basically this project manager is, which needs attention. So that's something which we will going to see as to how we can produce this particular line basically filter, which is helpful in creating the good aesthetics or good design as well as work as a filter, right? So we will see that there is a small trick. With the help of that we can do this. Now then, as usual, we have some KPIs and some information. I will show you how you can create this chart, because usually the information doesn't come as expected in a geographical location. So we will see that. So first thing first, then where is the data, right? So let me show you. If you are not, if you are already my subscriber, you are visiting me, my dashboards and tutorials, you know that. But if not, let me show you. So based on the link that I have given, you will land over here in the dataset folder, right? In the dataset folder, I have something called as the datasets sheet. As you can see, the dataset sheet, which I have opened it over here, and here you have the project management dashboard, right? So you can get that from here. So this example or this data set, we can even review it. Let me just open it up and see if it is opening it up properly, because it is a CSV and there is a chance that it may not open. Okay, so it is opening perfect. So what do we have is basically the budget, the country is Nigeria, and date, expense, this column is dummy column, location, on track or not. So this is the one which we are using it as a line. It has 3 status, as you can see: not set, on track, needs attention, planned date, priority, what is the project ID, who is the project manager, name, schedule, project type, building construction, road construction, supply, so on and so forth. What is the start date, status, complete, and priority, right? So lot of good information on which we can basically go and produce this view. Along with this, what I'm doing is I have also given you the link in the description for this particular sheet, where I'm keeping all of my Power BI related videos, the 300 plus videos that I have posted, where you have a lot of explainer videos and a lot of project videos like this one. So go use it and find the video that you are looking for, right? So with that information, let me come back over here, and then what I'm going to do is I will going to click on new, and this will help me create the new workbook, right? So let me know if you have any questions so far in the comments while this is opening, and anything you feel like you want to see in this project health scorecard. You know, for example, one of the things which usually gets tracked in the project dashboard is the Gantt chart, right? So is this something that you want to see? I'm just giving you the hints, right? So if this is something you feel like that is not available or I have not shown, one, I have already told you the Gantt chart I am not showing you. Maybe something I can cover it the next video. Similarly, in your reporting, if you are doing project-based reporting, and what are those things that you are seeing difficult to track and something you would like to track, right? Okay. So we have this, and I think I'll click on the Excel. Probably I have converted it into Excel one. Yeah. So project management. and I click open. All right, it has some data cleaning steps as well, what I got to know when I was working on this sample. So I'll show you those data cleaning steps. Then there are some steps that is related to the data conversion, especially related to date and geography. So as you can see, step like it is not coming properly, this is not a proper number, so we can't aggregate the dates and all. We will see if these are giving us any heartache. So let's just click on transform data, and in the transform, using the first row as header, we're going to be our first one to bring these columns into the header. Okay, so very straightforward one. We have done nothing. Then we need to basically replace these values. So right click on this and replace values. In the replace value, we were going to replace the dollar with nothing. We'll click OK. Right, and now we're going to convert this into a whole number. So this is now properly converted. This number is already converted. This is end date properly coming, right? Planned date properly coming, and then we will see the start date. Okay, so start date is not properly coming, so we will have to convert it into a date. As you can see, the error is coming, so I will just remove it for now. So why the error is coming? Error is coming because of the 212. That means this is more like mm. So DDYY mm, and in this case, what it is basically mm DDYY, right? So we can correct that. I think we can click over here using locale, and let's just see if it allows us to do that particular change. So this is date. Yeah, turn to March and click OK. Still it is giving us error. So for now I will just keep it as it is. I can do it in the front end as well. Okay, so for that I can I think I'm with these steps, at least I'm done over here. So I'll click on the close and apply, and then once it is downloaded, then I can change the type from the front end as well, and we'll see if it is coming fine or not. So these are the small few things which gives issues. All right, so we have this. So 819, so this is where this is coming. Let's just keep an eye on this one, 8/19/19. So we have date. Change the data type. Yes, we want to change the data type. It is doing that. Looks like it has converted it correctly and giving us the one consistent output. Okay, it requires further validation. I leave it up to you if you want to go dig deeper into that. But what I will do is, from here I will just change the format to DDMMMYY. This is a trick that if you don't find any of this format down below, then just enter this. It will basically take that and convert it, right? Like it just did. Okay, same thing over here. I will do it DDMMMYY. So this is a trick about how you can get the convert date that is as per your expectation if it is not shown over there. All right, so we have this, and now we can. All right, so what do we need is basically a text box which will help us which will help us write the project health scorecard. Project health scorecard. Okay, let's just make it what 40, and let's just make it what bold. That way we have something that we can work with. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so project health scorecard, and then what we need is basically the that particular line. So that line is very interesting one. if you will see, so for that, what we need is basically this 100% stack bar chart, right? And if I remember it correctly, that was not the status, priority, overall project health. So let's just put it on x-axis, overall project health. And so the way we want to basically do this is from the perspective of 3 different health criteria that is basically coming in that. So sorry, we will have to just make sure that we are doing it correctly. So what do we need is overall project health, not here. We will just get it as soon as we will put the measure. So measure is something which is a trick. So I just clicked on the new measure and I will just call it #1, and that is the number 1. That's it. Okay. And what I was going to do is, I think I need to put it on y-axis. Oh, not on y-axis, sorry, x-axis. Okay, so now we have it, right? As you can see, it is equally divided into 3 parts. So this is a small thing that we are basically doing it. And you can see I have removed everything else on the x-axis. We don't need the values, right? So we can remove that up. And we basically try to see how much. So this is the minimum that we can go, and we will put it here. And in the general effects, we uncheck the background. So now we have this, right? So that is our way of creating a line that we can track, right? As you can see, by default the tooltip is coming, so we can always work and remove the tooltip over there. And so over here we have the legend, data, ribbon, and part background. Tooltip is there. Tooltip, I think we can simply put this, and that way it will remove. Okay, it is anyway taking it. So I will not spend much time on tooltip. Maybe I'll take it later. But I'll just continue with the KPIs. Okay, so KPIs that we want to create is, first of all, the one which is based on the number of projects, right? So our number of projects is basically the, what do you call, project name, and that I can take it as the distinct count. Okay, so that is what I got. Count of project name. So I'll just call it what? Project count. Simple and straightforward. Control C, Control V. So what do we have this time is the budget. Okay, so budget is strangely coming into not as a number. So let's just see, budget y text, this should be whole number. Yes, we want to convert that. Okay, so this is what it is, not the minimum, but we need the sum of budget, which is 1 million. Another one which I will take, which is an expense. So we will first get to know, okay, what is our budget and then what is our expense, right? Control C, Control V, and then finally what do we have is the average project duration. So project duration will be a field, project schedule, sum of project schedule. No, we need to know the average, which is 172 days. So I can go over here, and in the number I can make the decimal places to 0. I get 172, and then average project duration. So that will give us an idea. On an average in our company, 172 days is what it takes to for On an average, 172 days is a project duration. Okay, so this is our expense, total expense on these 57 projects, and then this is our budget, right? And that's what we got. So once we have that, let's just click control click, and one thing I'll do is I will just make it in alignment of this. Okay, all right, yep, perfect. And then I will just keep it in alignment with this line, and then I can go ahead and select these, format to align it horizontally, distribute horizontally, so that it is properly then placed by the equal size or the equal space between these. So we have this. Now what do we need? A chart which basically helps us look at the location, right? So we need a chart which will basically allow us to look at the location. So location is this one, and our field is country and location. Right now they are not geographic fields. So what do we need is we need to click over here, this one, uncategorized, right? So from here, what do we need is the city. That is the number one thing that we need to do. Then we need to click on location, and then we need to click on whether it is a city, country, state, province. So in this case, a state, province. I'll just click on that, and then what I can do is I will then I'll just bring it on the location, right? So we have location, as you can see, it has identified, okay, this is the Nigeria location. And in the Nigeria location, then what do we need is basically the different project. Bubble size will be the count of project, but not the count, the distinct count. Okay, so we have this and this. Then what I just do a quick setting under the map that I need a light, because there is a lot of these lines which is unnecessary taking the attention. So you have option of showing the label, uncheck the show label so that only these dots are shown, right? And then but enable the category label so that we will see only these categories but not those unnecessary labels, right? So we have this first chart that we have created. Then what we can do is we can create the next chart, which is basically the project by project type and priority. Okay, so what do we have is basically this chart. We can take this chart and reduce the size, reduce this, okay, and make it in alignment with this. So that will basically helps us to produce the information in a proper way. But only thing is I will just make it in alignment with this one. So what do we need is the information. So this is the project count by project type. So we need the project type. Okay, so project type, where are you? Yeah, and this will come on x-axis. Project name count will come over here, so distinct count. Okay, and then what do we need by priority? So building construction, what are the priorities? So we'll click on priority and put it on legend. So clearly the priority number 1 is this one, right? Priority number 2, 3, 4 and 5, lowest priority, right? And then over here, so this basically shows how many different projects that you have and for the various priority. And what I'll do is on the x-axis we don't need the title, right? On the y-axis we don't need title and values, because we will, as a best practice, we will enable the values over here. One can clearly see, okay, there are 9 projects which is of the highest priority. So looks like building construction work is the highest one which is going on, where a lot of projects are present, and must be the lot of focus area over there. So we have created this information, right? Now we need to create the chart which is for status, project count by status. Okay, so we have the status field over here, right? So that is our legend. The values is basically the project. I'll just do the same thing, distinct count, right? And few things which I always do is coming over here, legend, center, top center, which is the right way because one can very easily read it, right? You want the title or not, up to us, but anyway, because we will show the title over here, there is no point to show it again, right? So we have detail label, that is fine, outside, and it's okay. So this is count of project name as this. Okay, perfect. So this basically clearly shows that a lot of projects which are in progress. How many projects are cancelled is over here. 4 projects have been cancelled. There are projects which have been completed, so on and so forth. So we have created this, and then what we need is the project details. So project details is basically present over here, identified it automatically. So what do we need is basically the name, project name, right? Project manager, who is the project manager, what is the start date and date, right? And this one will be only the date, not the entire hierarchy. Okay, and then percentage completed. So where it is, there it is. All right, so this is, I'll just remove the sum of percentage complete and we get the percentage complete. So if you want, you can bring in more detail as per the need, but I think this is good enough. Priority is there, and budget and expense is there. We can bring in because we have the space available. So we will just bring, let's say, budget over here, and let's call it budget, right? And that way we can see the overall $1 million of budget, but this sum doesn't make any sense, right? Percentage complete, because that should be average. So over here we have the totals, right? These are the totals which has been given, so we can uncheck that, and then we can get the details. So this detail table is very helpful in terms of getting the output, but now we don't have any space, right, to create one more chart which I have shown. So if I show you, this is the last chart, this one, sum of budget and the budget and sum of expense by the project manager. So that is something what we will now see how we can do that. So I'll just click on outside, click on the visualization in the, so this is a canvas. Once we click completely outside, we are on the canvas setting. So rather than 1619, not the total, sorry, custom, and we will call it 1300, oh sorry, 1000 height, and 1200. Maybe the 1280. I think if it was 1280 earlier. Yep, 1280. So that way I get a space to create a chart down below. So up to us this much, or I can actually reduce it to 900. Yeah, this much is fine. So we'll just reduce this and let's see. Yep, as you can see. Okay, so now what do we need is our chart, yeah, and this is whole one chart, and I'll just reduce, zoom out. Okay, and then what do we need is the name of the project manager. So over here we need project manager, and what do we need is the budget and expense. So first we need budget, then we need expense, right? And we don't need legend and that type of information, so I'll just click here, move here in the formatting, On the x-axis, yeah, title is hidden anyway. The values is hidden. It needs to be hidden, right? Legends need to be the top center always. But in this case, this is not required because anyway we are showing it over here, right? But we need the data labels, and data labels need to be in the thousands. Right now, as you can see, they are in the millions. So thousands, okay? And in the general title, we will say budget and expense by manager, project manager. Make sense? Same thing over here. Project count by project type and priority, right? Same way in the visual legend, that should be top center, and priority, it's already there, so we don't need the title. 1 2 3 4 5. Makes sense? For this one we have not given any title, so I'll just click it over here. In the general title, I can enable, and I will simply say project details. That's it. And count of project, so we'll say project count by status, right? So now we have this as well. So in a way, if I see, we have done most of our heavy lifting, and finally what needs to be done is the presentation. If you see, mine is slightly in a proper looking way, right? Like a proper dashboard with a theme and everything. So what I'll do is I'll show you how you can set a theme that you like. So in the view, we have something called as themes, right? In this themes, we want to see that, okay, what are those primary colors that we want? So primary color is the first 3-4 colors which is coming, right? So for example, I need a green color based theme. So I'll just click over here and you see how is my theme looks like now, right? Similarly, if I go and I say, oh no, I need some dull color, neutral. So this is what my theme looks like. Then the one, I think what I am using is probably this one. Yeah. So if you see, the theme is over here. So I'm viewing this as my theme. The only thing is what I have done extra is I have changed the background so that it will not look they are part of this color, this page, but they are sort of on top of this page. So what I've done is I've selected a visual. In the effect, I have changed the background color to this, and I have set the transparency to 80. So now you can see same thing, right? So I'll just go to home, format this, format this. So now they look like they're part of this, and they are sort of on top of this page. So on over here, same thing we will do. We will just apply the same color, this one, which is, and make it 80%. Same thing over here, same color, 80% transparency. We set the transparency so that color should not overtake the background completely, right? So these are some of the design practice which I have also learned it over a period of time, and it basically helps us put the things properly onto the page. And as you can see, I have very quickly done it, and this is how your dashboard will going to look like. Now you can see some scroll bar is coming. So we will just put the scroll bar over here, start date, end date. Church, do we have some more? Yeah, this much is fine. And percentage complete. budget, end date. The only thing that we can do is a little bit increase the width. Yeah, but we have to do it in that anyway. So as a practice, what you can do is, I have shown you how you can increase the size of the page. So what you need to do is you need to increase the width little bit by, let's say, 50 points, and then you need to increase this to remove this scroll bar. But now you can go ahead and you can click on, okay, what is my project health that is based on the, which is on track. Or so over here, very interesting, if you see, first one is need attention, second one is basically the not set, and third one is on track. However, the color coding is not good, right? And the arrangement is not good. This should be ideally the first one, then middle one is fine, and the last one is this. So what do we need is, we'll select this and come over here, x-axis, and we will call it invert range. That means you basically move the range. So now our first one becomes on track, and then this one becomes our not set, and third one is this. The only thing is now we need to change the color. So again, I'll select this, come over here, under the bars I have all needs attention. What is our need attention? Our need attention is basically this one, right? And not set is this, or maybe a darker, I think darker one, this one. No, I think this one is good. We want a lot of attention over there. And finally, on track. On track is what, this? Yeah. So this becomes our filter, and I can now click on the project which needs attention. So there are 19 projects which needs attention. As you can see, the budget is this, the expense is this, and the average project duration is this. And over here it shows you like where they are in terms of in progress, completed, and planned, who is the project manager. So clearly you may want to talk to Dave and Emma as to what's going on, especially with Dave, right? And then this is mostly over here, as we know. And then the details are present over here for this project as to what this project is, when it was started, what is the budget, and what is the completion rate, right? So that's something. Now we have produced it. One final thing over here, it has become the decimal value, so I'll just make it again 0. I think I did the formatting, copy and paste, and that's why it did. Okay, so now our dashboard is completed. One last thing which I just noticed, I will bring this down over here so that the proper basically we'll just bring this a little bit up. Yeah, and I will bring this up also a little bit up. Yeah. So all of this goes in a long way in creating a good and beautiful looking charts and beautiful looking dashboard. So I hope you enjoyed this session and learned about how you can create the beautiful layout. So let me know if you have any question. Now I'll meet you in the next video with a new dashboard.